This is my Zojirushi Bread Machine. I bought it secondhand. I bought a Cuisinart compact bread machine, and the dough wasn't turning out. And I bought the Panasonic bread machine, and again the bread wasn't turning out. So I only have a certain amount of time, when they're brand new, a certain amount of time to try them before I have to return them. And this one is model number TBsp Sugar. It's an older machine, and the first time it didn't work out. So clearly it was something that I was doing wrong. I was thinking, I wonder if I added a little more flour or a little less water. Put 1 ounce less water, so instead of 15 ounces I went to 14 ounces, which is what I did today as well. Turned out good, but just a little bit drier it could have been. So today I added about an extra half a tablespoon. I know I put 1.5 tablespoons, and then just a little extra flour, so hopefully this isn't going to be too dry today. You don't have to worry about making the temperature of the water just perfect, and you know, you just put all your ingredients in here and it doesn't start until it's at the right temperature. I like that idea. Now, one thing with the Zojirushi is that it has a clock on it. So even if I unplug it, the power goes out, it comes back on, it's going to remember all your settings. Okay? You can reset it if you want to, but if you have things where you want them, like whatever bread I made the last time, or dough, or whatever, it'll remember that. So when I come back this time, all I have to do is hit start. It doesn't have a backlight. That's the only thing I don't like. I wound up getting this for $60 on Marketplace in Halifax. He had it listed for $150, and he didn't sell it after a week, so he dropped his price to $75. And then I contacted him, asked if he would take $60. He said yes, so I got my friend to drive me right there and go get it. So I just need to use a flashlight. I don't mind that. If you have better eyes than me, I'm sure that you can see everything just fine. This is set to, I can go from light, medium, or dark. I have it on medium. And then over here, I have it on basic white bread. The arrow's there. Now we're just going to put the container in and hit start. Well, this one actually, you know that it's in place because you actually have to, you'll hear it click. There. Okay. We put our handle down. We put our lid down. There's a big viewing window at top. So now all I have to do here is hit start. Well, you can hear that. I thought the first time when I did that, I thought it was, it's an emergency or something. But this is the stage that it goes in while it's bringing everything to the proper temperature. And once it's at the proper temperature, then it'll begin. And when it's complete, it goes over here. You can take it out at that point, or you can leave it in because the machine automatically starts to cool down. So it cools the bread at the same time. There you go, just started. We're going to turn on the OXO scale, and we're going to tare it. So we take the weight of the bowl off the total weight, and now we're just going to be weighing the flour that's going into the bowl, not the bowl itself. Right now I need 1 pound, 6 ounces flour. We have our 1 pound, 6 ounces. I'm going to be adding 1.5 tablespoons extra of flour. And you might not need this 1.5 extra tablespoons. You're going to have to experiment with your machine and flour and everything to see if you need that. This is dough enhancer. Now it goes by different names. It can be called dough enhancer, or dough conditioner, or dough booster. Different names, but it all is really the same stuff. And what it's supposed to do is help the rise of the bread and help keep it fresh a couple extra days longer than it normally would. I'm adding 2 tablespoons of sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of Active Dry Yeast to keep it in the freezer to keep it fresh. I know with other bread makers, you normally have to wait for everything to come to room temperature, but using the Zojirushi, you do not have to do that because it has a setting at the very beginning that it doesn't actually begin kneading or anything until everything is brought to the temperature it wants it to be at, and then it begins doing its job. And we're going to zero that off or tear it off, and we want 14 ounces of water, 2 tablespoons of butter for 1 ounce. So I'll just add it to that. Right, there's my sugar and my salt, and our flour, and our dough enhancer. Now I'm just going to kind of spread that flour around there so it's a little bit even. And I'm going to sprinkle the yeast over the top. Smells great. Actually, I'm going to leave it sit overnight and cut it in the morning. I'm going to put a little bit of butter on that right now. Here is a Starfrit Bread Slicer. And well, you know me and my gadgets. I get whatever. If it helps make my life a little easier and I can afford it, I'll buy it. I haven't tried this yet, so let's see if we can put it together. First we take this handle, lift off, and we put it in this hole. And it snaps. Here we put this down flat. Well, maybe we take these out first. Oops. Not sure if I did that right. Little thing that slides, and then you can fold that down, or you can bring it up and slide that down and lock it in place. Okay. Then we take this part, just comes right out, okay? Okay, so now we put this part down flat. There's our little Starfrit manual. Here, I've only put it together once so far, so there's a little groove right along here. And then this little guide thing right here just slips right into that groove. Put this groove here into that slot, and then it can go back and forth. It will be, once your bread is in here and pushed in as far as you need it, then you'll kind of put your thumb here and your hand here, and you're going to help guide it through the slicer as you're turning the crank. Now, back here, okay, so that's the big suction cup that we're going to be locking onto the counter. Right now I feel dust on it, so we just turn that knob. And to unlock it, we just do the same. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to give that a good wiping off before I actually lock it down though, because so then here's our crank. So you want to is where you would set the thickness of your bread. Okay. So you go from 1 to 10. Say that we want maybe 5. I'm not sure if that's how thick we're going to make the bread, but we'll test it out. So now we just put that back on that side. Put this back down flat, the inside of the bread that I made. I want to clean that bottom. Now we just put that back on that side. Put this back down flat. This on there, on top of this. This in place at 5. I don't know if that's millimeters or I'll have to check that out, but it's at number 5. Okay. Now don't forget to, right now it seems a little hard because it's my first time doing the whole thing, plus I don't see so good, so see the bread. Oh, look. Ha ha ha. It worked. Okay, let's try this again. I'm going to unlock the thickness and move it up to 6. Here, push that back in. So by pushing on this piece here, a little firmer into the blade. Okay, so now we're all the way back, and you can. Okay, so we can have it that thick. That's pretty good for a sandwich. What do you think? Looks good to me. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. From here, back, pull it back as far as it'll go. And then you're ready to go again. Oops, so that's how we do it. Nice. So right now I have it way over here on the edge of my counter because I'm just trying to record. But when I'm not recording, I'll be putting it in a better place. So really great thing about this. The entire thing can go in the dishwasher. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Because I absolutely cannot cut bread. I've even tried using the those bread slicer thingies, the plastic thing where you go between the guides. I don't know why it keeps happening, but I keep winding up crooked. So that's just not working so great for me. There you go, another perfect slice. I love it. And just a few cranks and the slice is done. Yeah, I really like it. So I hope this video is helpful. I want to take the time to say thank you for taking your time and watching my video. Wow, I'm amazed. Again, Starfrit normally makes good items. There's once in a while that questionable, but I have a lot of Starfrit stuff here in Starfrit jar opener. I've had it for years. I've had this for years. I don't even know if they still make it. I think that was one of the first things I bought from Starfrit. Sometimes it gives me a hard time, but for the most part, it still works just like new. I had the Starfrit French fry cutter. I'm going to say I highly recommend it, even though this is my first time using it. I have confidence that this is going to work for some time to come, and I'm not sure if the blade ever needs replacing, but if it does, I'll probably just go to the Starfrit website and see if they replace it. If you can, maybe by the time it wears down, you've gotten your money's worth out of this, and it might be just as cheap to go buy another one. But yeah, I like it. You saw, even me being legally blind, how I got the whole thing together. Okay, piece of that rubber right here. So if this is really stuck to the counter, that part there is sticking out so you can grab hold of it to help release its hold onto the counter. Okay, so I just want to thank all of you for watching my bread video and my Starfrit bread slicing video. I'm looking forward to using it again and again. So any questions, comments, anything like that, you can just go ahead and add them to the YouTube comment box. I just thought I'd throw this out there right quick, is that I'm not paid in any way, shape, or form for any of my videos. I pay for everything out of my own pocket. I'm not asked to do these videos. I don't get anything from doing these videos. If I ever am approached, and if I do accept, then they're going to have to accept an honest review. Because if this was junk, I would tell you stay away from it. So if you want an honest review, that's what you're going to get. If I'm given anything free or paid in any way, shape, or form, I'll be letting you know, and it will be an honest review.